So we all know Michael has been paying close attention to the show. That should get what's the award for best movie on TV?
Is that a
Is that an Emmy?
Oh
yeah. The YSL trial is getting an Emmy award for best Emmy. They're getting the best for the best TV show running. What?
You call this a TV show?
Shit is a TV show.
It's a messy episode of like Love and Lockup.
Yeah.
I do not want there to be any kind of disruption or disturbance in court, regardless of what this verdict is.
So the jury has brought back a verdict. And by now, I'm sure everyone has seen what the verdict is. But I'm only here to play.
Can we get the jury out, please? Ladies and gentlemen, I understand that you all have reached a verdict. Mr. Foreperson, is that correct? All right. And was it unanimous?
Yes.
All right. And this verdict has been filled in and signed and dated by you, correct? For each defendant? Yes. All right. And I noticed that Mr. Kendrick's verdict form is dated December 2nd. Is that because that's when you all reached the verdict with regard to him? Okay. And then Mr. Stillwell's is dated today. All right, Mr. Kendrick, you have been found not guilty on all.
I just want you to understand that not guilty included murder.
All charges. Mr. Stillwell.
I want you to understand Mr. Stillwell also had charges of murder.
Please stand. You have been found guilty on count 64, possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, and not guilty on every other charge.
So now you got two supposed gang members that just got a body and got off.
The state, I know the state had filed a recidivist notice. Do y'all intend to stand on?
I don't have a clue what a recidivist notice is. And normally I would take the time to go see. But I didn't. Because dumb bitches at Fulton County got played.
Yes, ma'am. All right. So the recidivist is A and C recidivist. That means
A and C recidivist, babe. Look that up.
That I have no discretion but to sentence to the maximum on that count. And the sentence possibility is 5 to 10. I must sentence to 10 years. However, I can probate.
However, and here's where things get cold for the state of Fulton County, Georgia.
Any part of that sentence at my discretion. And so the court sentence on count 64 for Mr. Stillwell is going to be 10 years to serve 2 with credit for time served, the balance served on probation.
So 10 years maxed. I want you to hear this. Because at first I thought he was going to get away scot-free, but he's going to do some pretty long time on probation. But listen to me. She sentenced him to 10 years in jail, which is the max for concealing or carrying a gun by a convicted felon. She rescinded 2 of those years with the remaining 8 on probation. So that means, of course, over the time he's been in prison, he's probably picked up some petty charges or whatnot. But once they deal with those charges, he is a free man. So there's a possibility that Stillwell and Shannon will... No, Shannon Stillway and the other one. They both going to get out of jail probably before the new year. There was one issue with the first one that got off, that just had the murder. And the issue was he picked up some contraband charges while he was in prison. And his lawyer stated today is, what do you expect a person to do when they're in Fulton County prison for 2 years? I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna have to deal with something this week. The week of the decision, he gets into a fight and gets stabbed in the head, and had to get staples in his head right before trial on Monday or Tuesday. He that night had gotten into a fight and had to go to the hospital and have staples put in his head because dude stabbed him. So,
sheesh.
Circle back to Kayla Bumpus.
Hula boo?
You remember Kayla Bumpus? I remember I said that's a chick that they probably couldn't afford the big dog, so they paid the hood chick to be their lawyer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I am sorry I said you was a chump lawyer, girl, because you out here doing your thing. She handled in conjunction with the lawyer that was on to get him out for the murder and stuff. Mm-hmm. She was the one who orchestrated his plea deal for the contraband. So that's already done. He's already accepted the plea.
Oh.
Something ain't right, son.
Oh. Wasn't she supposed to be Woody?
That's Shannon's supposed to be her husband.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm in this bitch.
You deep in this. That's her husband?
Yeah, the one who got the staples in the head, that's supposed to be her husband. That's also the same person that's representing them. Her name was on that plea deal at the bottom.
Oh.
She done been with Woody. She done did a podcast with Woody. She done did the little where they hold the pants when he ain't supposed to act like he dead. They did that little trend.
They done TikToks and
stuff.
They
done did TikToks. And YouTubers.
Okay.
So, last night, we had opportunity to listen to 3 of the jurors on the trial.
Man.
My wife called it. I said, man, why the hell is 508? Why does she still got on her jury badge? And my wife said, what you say, babe?
Do anything for clout.
No, what did you say why she had it on there? God, remember it, please, because it sounded so good. You was like, oh, she just want them to know who she is.
I said, that she just want the people to know who the face to the number.
Yeah.
In the court.
And
because on documentation and paperwork, it has the numbers. It don't have the names. So now they get to put a face with the number.
And then, not even...
She out here with Woody.
Not
even... He funny as shit. I don't care what nobody say. That motherfucker is
algorithms. Hey, they be feeding the streets. You got to be a part of the YSL trial crew. We get all the tea.
Oh.
Hey.
I can ride with the fin, baby. You can buy your new Tesla.
Oh, shit.
Hey, why he scream? What?
See, told you that's nigga shit. White people can't do that.
You scream, he screams. What is y'all screaming for?
That's Young Thug, and the song is called Baby Boy. You hear that shit?
Well,
hey, he been in the lab. This one has finally been mixed. Cause them other joints I kept hearing, sound like he was rapping them bitches in jail. You know who that sound like? That's for. Still love you, baby. You drive me crazy.
Well, but yeah, them jurors. That third one, she wouldn't be seen because she done did this before, and she probably had somebody, put down. They had to sit down for a while.
But the fact that we saw 0508 after my wife said that she was using that badge to try to gain attention from the motherfuckers on the trial and then my algorithm just showing them her and Woody on FaceTime on X. And y'all got a problem with X. X be giving up the tea. X and TikTok. All the tea is on them. Hey, Slim, every time I get on that joint, my algorithms are just shooting me to shit. New shit from the YSL.
I don't.
Shit, wow. Told you. They gonna get an Emmy. All of them. Best supporting cast. Shit, Miss Hilton, she need to get the best award because in her closing remarks, she tried her hardest at the end to try to act as black as she could act. I'm talking about she was talking all upbeat and was like, yeah, bitch. That's the feeling I got from her. But that sad face that she made when they took that massive L. I'm going to tell you something. I have a theory. They played the shit out of Fulton County. And excuse me, y'all. Y'all can say whatever y'all want to say. Them niggas did it.
It was clear on a lot of things, but the state couldn't keep their stuff solid.
Nothing
was
was
information they had.
concrete.
Yeah, they couldn't.
But
And them
I'm gonna tell
jurors
you,
was already picking shit apart.
Oh
They
my God.
already knew how they felt. Once you lied to them one time, pew, it didn't even matter. When they sat there and said that when they asked in reference to the watch,
yeah,
and they told them to stop focusing on the watch,
yeah.
focus on him, running from the scene type situation. They like, nah, y'all just dumped this man jewelry out, disrespected his stuff.
Yeah.
With a watch.
It's almost like y'all intentionally went in it to lose the case. I mean, first of all, Jury 508 and the rest of her posse that did that interview, they didn't like you. They didn't like Miss Love.
225 was the bully. You could tell she was the bully.
And the fact, she was.
You could tell she was the bully.
By her whole behavior. She probably bullied him to being her friend.
Like, she was like, the lady that was doing the interview with them, she was like, 225, this question's for you. She was like, what did you think about it? She was like, she looked at 508 and was like, you want to go? You want to go ahead and say, go, you go. But the question was for you.
Yeah.
She was like, you do it. You go. Like, what?
What are you doing? Everyone knows.
Yeah, you can go on. I ain't mean to do that.
It was just like interesting to hear them talk about stuff.
Especially because she ain't really been following
and
the
explaining
shit. She been
like
getting her info from me.
Like how they was like, when they was annoyed about certain things or whatever, we need a break.
What you said, which is, and this is something I try to always keep top of mind as I cover any case that I cover. There really are, these are people's lives and there are real victims, right? And so
letting people know that you are not alone. I mean, I can speak for all three of us. We definitely kept that in the back of our heads.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Even being in there and seeing when they read the verdict, it was heartwarming to see the response of the defendants, but then also I could see from the Zoom camera the families that were leaving out.
Yeah.
And I just assumed that they were families of victims, and I know that it's people hurting on one side, people happy on one side.
This is Juror 225.
So, it was never lost on us that there were actually people in there that were impacted on both sides of it.
Right.
And we want to be very sensitive to that.
100%. I want to kind of stay
I wish she
on
had
the witnesses, the aspect of.
You know what I wish she had did?
Right, like there really wasn't a ton.
I wish you did what you said last night. Already had what you needed, clipped and ready.
Because I ain't really want to dive into it. I just wanted to give a voice a little bit to 225 and how aggressive she sound.
Oh yeah, but
them chicks was giving.
They gave some real good insight on a lot of stuff, and it just basically looked like Fulton County ain't having shot with that juror.
Like a couple things, like while they was deliberating, probably the last day before they made their decision, the jury asked to listen to music again. So I was happy that they explained that on there. And they said the only reason that they asked to listen to music again was because one juror could barely understand English and couldn't really understand them. The music. So she didn't say whether it was she or he, but she said they needed to hear it again for that person. And they made an agreement that if one has an inquiry or something, they all have an inquiry. That way they make it fair for everybody. Regardless if they agree or disagree with it, they're going to inquire for it. So they keep everything fair. But
they also said that even though they played those songs, they never thought about including the music. Another part of
another thing they said they kind of struggled with, which I think the state kind of fucked up with, was the jail calls. They talked extensively about there being two sets of copies. One copy was really non-edited and fresh, and the next copy, to make it as clear as they possibly can for the juror, they ran it through some software. And 225 explained that it made it sound better, but you still couldn't really understand them if you wasn't from Atlanta. And one of the jurors said they could understand it because they from here. They knew what it meant. Mm. But even then, she said for y'all to be saying that this is a Rico, everybody that called that you giving to us, it sounds like they broke. All of them is asking for money for bail. And if they got so much going on, they shouldn't need to be doing this. So that furthermore dropped their thought process as it relates to what their decision was going to be. A lot of them,
just like
2 jurors had already made their mind up that they was going to say not guilty. That's one thing she said.
Just like 508 said, their biggest thing, and once they lied and slipped up on stuff, their biggest fish they wanted and all they cared about was Thug.
Yeah.
They didn't care about the others. It just seemed like having the others would make it seem more solid to get him, or they was going to flip or come up with something to give them information because they didn't have it. So once they realized that was their big motive and who they was trying to go after and who they was trying to destroy, and they kept slipping up with stuff like the slick remarks that the lady was saying under her breath, and they was able to hear it and different stuff like that. And y'all messed up when Homeboy was the judge. And
I also would say, they said they did one thing. Another thing they did say they didn't really like Judge Whitaker like that, but they also said they felt like she was basically a man of her word. When she say time would start, when court would start at this time, it started. Mm-hmm. They knew dates and times and everything. But I'm gonna tell you, my final thought, because I kind of thoroughly enjoyed the bullshit. Right, it kind of gave me an eye into like the court system and what really truly happens. But I think while Young Thug sat in front of that judge and said, man, yeah, sometimes, you might be trying to do your friend a favor and you might be doing this. Do you know he essentially did all them a favor again? And you know why I say that? After being in court for 360 days, fighting for your life, I think the money was running out. And they figured because they wanted Young Thug so bad that they would have dragged this until they would have had to cop to something high. And he took it again. He took it again for you niggas because you niggas didn't have no more money. The money was drying up. That's why things are kind of, y'all lucky it went the way that it went, because because you would think if you're going to get to this point, right, and they're going to come back not guilty, why not Thug stick it out to not have to do nothing?
Right.
You feel me? Because the only thing you got him on is the head. You don't got him committing no crimes.
Right.
You're saying all these guys did this in your name.
Right.
So basically in honor for you, to prove something to you as the leader of the YSL.
But once Thug took his plea, the
case unraveled. It was worthless now.
Because who they wanted, they couldn't get.
Now,
what they wanted him on.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
so
he did.
But the fact that the jurors were sitting there saying, "Are we gonna celebrate everybody's birthday, the month of their birthday, or one birthday on a certain day?" Like, what? The 7-week hiatus, how they try to go find jobs because they thought it was over.
They had to do stuff like DoorDash and stuff.
What? That's crazy. That's sad. But it's a good thing it's over.
It's not over. So today there was a plea deal offered to the guy that they claimed pumed Lil Wayne's bus.
Okay.
He got God, I was just thinking about it. He had to cop to the gun charge, I believe, and she sentenced him to, God, what did she sentence him to do? I literally watched that joint.
Do we gotta go to jail, or he getting house arrest?
Yeah, he getting probation too. Yeah, but yeah.
Look, any day that you can be outside of a jail cell, even if it's at home, you can sit in your own bed. You can lay around. You can do whatever you want.
Here's one of the stipulations, though.
What?
He cannot be in contact with Young Thug, but he's a rap artist too. So here's the stipulations. They can't be in what's the word when you he can't be in direct contact with one another. No phone calls, no talking, no nothing.
Okay.
But let's say they book a show and that same show books him too.
And then
they can go and pass by. They just can't stop and have a conversation with one another. As long as it's about money, they can go work.
Man, that's easy.
Yeah, and of course he can't have no guns, but as an artist, as long as they license, they can.
That's easy. You know how many? Hey yo, go tell such and such. All right, hey, all right, cool. Like that's easy.
Yeah.
And pass it. All right, like you can do a whole lot. No, you can do a whole lot of stuff. That means that's like again, anytime that you can do and move and shake and do whatever you like to do within the means of being outside of a prison, shit. I take it.